Good morning. We have been going through an extended set of morning reflections on death, resurrection, judgment, eternity, heaven and hell. And as this series has been going on, you have been sending in questions. And so we're going to spend the next few weeks looking at more specific questions. And so today the question, one of the most common questions that I received is cremation a viable alternative to a standard Christian burial? How are we to think about this? And this has become a bigger topic because cremation has become more and more popular. So look, historically, burial has been the norm for Christians and even before that for Jews. There's a couple instances of cremation in the Bible, in the Old Testament. I think there's 3. The normal practice was burial. Islam prohibits cremation. Hindus sort of celebrate or advocate cremation. I was, one of my trips to India was in a slum looking to buy land for a ministry there that wanted to set up a shelter for children whose mothers were working as prostitutes. And we were trying to come alongside and help these young women who were being trafficked. And their biggest plea was, we need someplace for our children to be cared for while we're working. And it sort of was unthinkable, but we were like, okay, let's do this first. And so Christ Church was trying to secure land. And in the middle of this slum, and I look over, and there was a funeral pyre going on. So the body of an older woman was being cremated. So it's certainly an Indian thing. It's become much more of an American thing. And the question is, how are Christians to think about this? So let me just cut to the chase. The Bible doesn't say much about this. It is not condemned. I favor burial, but I'm not in any mood or position to try and persuade people of this. What's important is that we recognize a couple things. First of all, that the body needs to be honored. So Christians and Jews do not think that the body is just some, capsule that contains the soul. We are embodied. We are a body. When the New Testament talks about somebody who's deceased, they don't talk about their corpse or their body. They talk about them. There's a sense in which we have to understand we are a body. And furthermore, we need to understand that our hope is for a new body, a physical body. Paul writes about that in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So it will be with the resurrection of the dead. The body that is sown perishable will be raised imperishable. Sown in dishonor, it will be raised in glory. Sown in weakness, it will be raised in power. And so all that to say, I think there's something important about honoring the body. And to me, burial does that a little bit more than does cremation. I also want to say, I have no concerns, and I've had people come in quite exercised and concerned. They've heard now some Christians, in particular Roman Catholics, don't like cremation. And they've heard that this was wrong, and they're worried about their parents who were cremated or something like that. Look, God has raised martyrs who were burned in Domitian's gardens, right? I mean, God will give us new resurrection bodies. This is not an issue of our eternal destiny in any sense. I do not think that cremation is a sin. I do think that we want funeral services that are reflecting the glory of Christ, Christ's resurrection victory. It's important that is where our focus is, and that we are honoring the body and we're not being dismissive of it. So I just want to acknowledge, some people request to be cremated, and sometimes there's financial considerations. There's all kinds of things. I just want to say, okay, there's a whole lot of things that I'm far more exercised about than this. I prefer the idea of a burial, but cremation is not wrong or sinful. And what's important is that we are looking to the resurrection for our hope, and that all pivots around Christ's death in our place and his resurrection as the first fruits of the resurrection that we will enjoy. Have a good day.